Have you suddenly found yourself on the receiving end of a vocal attack delivered by your cat? The dreaded hiss, often associated with aggression, fear, and/or physical pain. Cats primarily hiss if there are no other warning signs left in the cache. This is usually the last call before a physical conflict. But why you? I mean, it's not uncommon for cats to hiss at each other over territorial disputes, but why would your cat save this ire just for you? So, this indeed begs the question, could it be stress? Could your cat be highly annoyed or have misguided fears about you? Or is your cat attempting to hide and protect some type of injury or illness? If your cat has suddenly taken a negative posture with regards to what can only be described as a verbal outburst, one of the first things you should do is take stock of your cat's overall behavior. Is your cat drinking, eating, sleeping the normal schedule? Outside of the hissing at you, does everything else seem to be okay? By conducting an observation, taking in the wider picture, you might be able to better gauge what's really going on and what's wrong, and if it really has anything at all to do with you personally. When addressing the whys of this matter, let's start off with annoyance. For whatever the reason, your cat could be just a bit sour about you in a generally foul mood. This can happen, although it's a bit rare, when a new cat is getting the feel for a new owner, and then things start to go a bit sideways. The hiss, in this case, is a sign for you to back off. This is the final warning before the teeth and the claws, before they do what teeth and claws do. And just to put everyone watching at ease, as I mentioned, this is rare. If you've owned your cat for, let's say, 5 years, they're not just going to start hissing at you for honestly no reason at all. Cats don't just do that at random. They're not going to wake up one day and offer up what amounts to a divorce. It's not impossible, but it's certainly not very probable either. Moving right along to the more common sense scenarios, if you will, let's talk about physical suffering, illness, injury, and pain, any and all of it. If your cat is not well, they probably don't want to be bothered in any capacity. If your otherwise gentle and loving cat is acting out in this fashion, your pet could be dealing with a medical issue. As mentioned earlier, this is why it's very important to take stock when the hissing first begins. Monitor all behaviors. If your cat is unwell, you'll likely see a few red flags apart from the hissing. Next, let's talk about a bit of the unknown. Did you recently move? Did you recently change the layout of your home? Did you recently add other pets to the home? Cats want safety and security, and if your pet's safe haven has been altered and your cat feels threatened, you could find yourself on the receiving end of this fear and anxiety. Cats are very sensitive, emotionally tender. It doesn't take too much to make them uneasy. Hissing in this manner could be your cat's way of saying, "I'm confused, and whatever you've done here, change it back immediately." Let's now talk about direct engagement. Unlike other situations where you might not be able to put a direct label on the hissing and its origins, what about fun times gone bad? A play session that got a bit too aggressive? If you were pushing your cat's buttons, the hissing could be your pet's way of taking a verbal swipe at you right before the unfortunate physical one. Because cats are so emotional, a loving and fun play session can take a negative turn in a single second. I think most of us, at least on some level, have had this happen. Things are fine 1 second, and then your cat becomes a little bit unsettled. Too much play can make your cat uncomfortable. They dictate the fun, and once they've had enough, annoyance and frustration can take over. So, before we move right along, let's summarize a bit what we have learned here. Annoyance. Your cat is just a bit sick of you, let's say, for no apparent reason. They just woke up hissing. Again, this is possible, but extremely rare, without some type of concrete reason. Next, we have stress, anxiety, fear, high tension. Let's classify this one reason for hissing. Let's put it all in one basket. Something external is acting as a negative trigger. Next, we have injury, illness, some level of physical discomfort. This is another reason for verbal outbursts and this hissing. And finally, let's call this one unwanted physical contact. And while this could be classified as annoyance, We'll place this one in its very own space, simply because this, in the most literal sense, is a cause and effect created due to direct contact with the owner. Typically, a play session gone bad. Now that we've addressed the whys of the matter, what can you do as an owner to get back into the good graces with your pet? Assuming that your cat's hissing is not linked to a physical ailment requiring the medical attention of a professional, what is next? If a health matter is not at the core of the hissing, what can you do to better the situation? Well, it all starts with some level of respectful distance. The last thing you want to do is keep your cat on edge all the time. Once again, monitor your pet's overall behavior. How do they interact with other people? Does your cat hiss at everyone or just you? What's going on in your environment, your cat's environment? Did you in fact move? Did you change the layout of your home? Recently, I made a video right here at Senior Cat Wellness all about moving. If you're concerned that a change of this nature is in fact the reason for your cat's hissing, I encourage you to watch that video. I'll place a link in the description box below, so please be sure and check it out. So, what if everything fails? What if nothing helps, nothing works? What if you've armed yourself with knowledge, yet there's just simply no change in your pet? The hissing continues. At this stage, we encourage you to contact a professional. Contact your vet and perhaps a cat behaviorist. Seek assistance from those trained in the field. You love your cat, and it's always best to go that extra mile to ensure that your pet is happy, healthy, safe, and secure. Reach out in an effort to restore peace to your cat and restore peace in your home. So, the viewers of Senior Cat Wellness, did your cat hiss at you? Have you ever had a cat that you owned hiss at you? Did you find the root cause? Please share your story. Perhaps other viewers who are in the midst of this very issue will find some positive advice in what you have to offer. And until next time, I will not hiss at you, I promise. But what I will do is thank you so very much for taking some time out of your very busy day to join us right here at Senior Cat Wellness. Did you like what you heard today? If you did, please feel free to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, we'll talk to you later.